You might ask yourself, how do you achieve super smooth icing on your buttercream iced cakes? Hey friends, Natalie Madison here of Artisan Cakes, and it's time for another tip of the day. How do you achieve super smooth icing on your buttercream iced cakes? And I have to tell you, I have a trick for it, of course I do. And it doesn't matter whether you're making your icing in giant batches from scratch, if you're using a bucket icing, even if you're using Betty Crocker and Duncan Hines mixes, little cans. I'm going to show you how to smooth it out to make your life easier when it comes time to ice your cake. Icing that's had a chance to sit or rest for a while sometimes looks a little bit oily on top, and it also has a really rough surface. There are tons of air pockets, tons of little air pockets in there, which get in the way when we're trying to ice our cakes. The first step is whatever mixer bowl you're using, you want to fill it mostly to capacity. Our goal is to cover the paddle attachment's top bars. If I drop this down, you can see those top bars there. We want our icing to be just above that level. And you can see how rough that icing is. It is straight out of my bucket. Just gonna turn it on and let it start working its magic. Be sure to lock that in place. And within a few minutes, you're gonna see a huge difference. You'll see it creaming. Now, why is it important to get it above that paddle top edge? Well, it's to prevent air from being incorporated right back into our mix. Once I see that we're not going to hit the top edge of that paddle, I'm going to turn this up in speed. Scrape down the sides of my bowl, just that upper edge. After about 2 minutes of mixing, I can turn it off, raise it, and you can already see how much more smooth that icing is inside. Look at how smooth that is already. Now there are still a few more air pockets, so I'm going to let this cream just a little bit more. And I'm on medium speed. This is like 2. You could turn it up to 4. All right, about 30 seconds longer now. Lift that paddle attachment up, and now you can see how smooth that is. Very few air pockets in there, and it's nice and soft and even consistency. That way it'll be super easy to ice my cakes. Now you might be saying, Natalie, shouldn't I use a whip for this? No, you don't want to use a whip because it incorporates more air. Great for volume, great for adding loft to meringues and whipped cream, but really bad for buttercream. Adds lots of extra air pockets. Now maybe you prefer to use a hand mixer or you don't have a stand mixer. Same concept. Make sure you use a bucket or bowl that is deep enough that you can get the icing up above those beater edges. So our icing would need to fill our bowl so that we're up above the beater edge to cream instead of whip and aerate. So before you get started icing your next cake, take the few minutes to cream your icing, and you're gonna love the results. Whether you're doing a 2-layer or a sheet cake or a giant wedding cake, having that super smooth icing makes all the difference in the world.